Alright, what's up everyone? We have more information about Predator Badlands. The source for this info are different outlets that went to the filming location back in August of 2024. The first one is from Collider, so I'm going to skip to the main points that is new information about the movie. The first topic is the balance and tone of the movie. We're trying to strike a balance between all the cool badass stuff that you'd expect out of a Predator film, like lots of great action, lots of serious moments, and a badass stuff. But we also want it to be like an adventure film. So we're actually going on an adventure with them, and we're actually connecting with them and all that. So that's the kind of balance we're taking. The story is aiming to have an emotional effect with the audience. This includes the family problems Dek has with his father, losing his brother, and his struggles of being alone on a dangerous planet. They brought back Alec Gillis, who's been with the franchise since the first movie. He spent months in Los Angeles with Trachtenberg and Rosenblatt designing new characters for the film, including not only Dek, but also other members of his tribe, and the alien creatures of Jenna. They spoke with Susie Glass, the main hair and makeup person for the film. Susie teased another synth character, Abe, whom she called the HERO SYNTH, noting that the character was designed as a nod to Michael Fassbender's David and Walter characters from the Alien franchise. Back when Prey was planned as a non-verbal movie, Dan also had the same idea for Badlands, but they later changed their mind. Dan said he compares Dek to Conan. He's a very terse character, a few words, but they say a lot, and there's something in the fabric of that world. That's fantasy, but brutal. Piratey also. That's different than Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or Avatar. Pick any sci-fi thing. There's something in the Conan vibe that feels right for when we're digging into the culture. The partnership between Dek and Thia is not immediate because when Dek meets Thia, he sees that she's only got half a body, so he thinks she's useless to him. But she convinces him to take her along his journey. And later on, Dek finds out teaming with Thia has gotten him much further than going alone. Predator Badlands is meant to be a standalone film with its own story. It's the kind of movie that could even bring in newcomers to the franchise. Trachtenberg noted that he wanted to make a Predator movie that even his mom could enjoy, while still making it feel fully like it fits in the franchise. It reminds him of a childhood moment when he was excited to show his mom Terminator 2. Then he realized, I don't think she should see Terminator, but I did think she should see Terminator 2. Dan revealed that there was no Alien Xenomorph in this movie. I can just say that, just in case anyone's conjuring up feelings. Hopefully one day, you know? But this is sort of us dipping our toe. The worlds coexist, and it's just kind of like bringing them together. Another outlet that went to the set was Bloody Disgusting. They also went there in the summer of August in New Zealand. Dan would say he likes it when movies are like Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. He's not James Bond, who can handle everything with grace. He's failing constantly. The fun of him is always floundering through whatever the sequence is, but then being awesome. So there's a lot of failure for him, but then he awesomely overcomes. When Dek lands on Jenna to hunt the legendary creature called the Kalisk, he's going to deal with other dangerous things on the planet. Dek's hunt will be unforgiving, forcing him to use whatever resources are available. Luckily, this Yautja will get creative. The other problem with Dek, aside from his short height, is that he is blind in one eye. It's just more obstacles for him to overcome. He's always been thought of as less by his people and his culture. He's pretty much shunned. Having less vision makes him more of a threat because it's like, I've got to push through this. I've got to get to the other side, and I'm going to prove everyone wrong. The other issue Dek has to deal with is the family weapons he gets to use are meant for larger, more experienced hunters, like his brother and father. So when he gets to use the sword, it's pretty tricky for him. He's not used to it. He's keen, but maybe not the master. Aside from the sword, he's got a laser bow that shoots laser beam arrows. They also gave Dek these special grenades. These are little. They're described as a net ball, which we might have seen in Prey. It's another take on that. It gets powered up front on the ground, explodes, and fires like a laser beam that just sights and cuts through everything. All of Badlands' Yautja carry retractable wrist blades for close combat. They talk about the snake creature that Dek would wrap around his arm, then he pulls the end of it, then the snake would spit two chemicals, and when it combines, it becomes explosive and fiery. I think we already saw the snake creature in the second trailer from July 21st of 2025. There's a very quick scene where a blue explosion occurs a few feet in front of Dek. It also has this trail, which could be the two chemicals combining to form the explosion. We can see something behind Dek over his right shoulder. It opens up near the end of this clip, and at the bottom, that could be the tail. They mention Bud, who is played by the performer Ravi Narayan. We had Bud running around, beating people up, and jumping off things in wire-assisted rigs. It seems like Thia is a synth that was sent to the planet Jenna, just to observe everything there and report back to Weyland-Yutani. She was supposed to capture the Kalisk creature, but she got ripped in half during that encounter. Now, another team tries to complete the same mission, led by Tessa and her military synths. There's this part in the second trailer from July that shows Thia holding a device, and I think she's inside her ship at this time. A later scene shows the bottom portion of this device, which I think is what she's using to fix her injuries. Since there are no humans in the movie, it's only predators, synthetics, and alien creatures. The blood splatter we should expect to see is neon green, white, purple, and maybe more. This could be the reason why this movie has a rating of PG-13. We also have some new international posters for the movie, showing Dek wielding the sword and fighting off those tentacles or vine creatures. The other two posters are images we saw before, but they're still very cool. There's always going to be some fans that don't like certain ideas in these movies because they want to be stuck in nostalgia. All they want in Predator is muscles, guns, and the jungle. But for me, I'm open to new ideas. Try new things, try new storyline, try different things. A different approach. Give us something new. For me, it's fine. So that's it for the updates on this movie for now. Yeah, there's been a lot in the past 2 days, but the movie looks good and I'm excited. What are your thoughts on the trailers and the story so far? Tell me in the comments. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe. Have a nice day.
Yautja,